Yo, what is up, you guys? Thanks for joining on this brand new episode of Fireside Talks on YouTube, where you can come in and be encouraged by a word that will uplift you in your morning, in your afternoon, in your evening, wherever you're at in the world, or wherever you're at in time and space and whatever. But thank you guys for joining so much. I hope you had a chance to tune into my last episode of Fireside Talks on my podcast. Earlier this week or a couple of weeks ago, talking about dogs. And since I'm a dog person, I really like, talking about dogs and different kind of dogs and where they came from and how they became, man's best friend and all that. So you can tune in to anchor.fm/Fireside Talks and see that podcast as well as all the other podcasts that I've come out with. So you can check all that out, catch up. You can sponsor there. You can send a message to me if you would like, a personalized message, asking questions, giving ideas, anything like that. Anything that's on your mind at all, you can ask me. So, but for today's episode, Fireside Talks on YouTube, I'm talking about the armor of God. Now, the armor of God in Ephesians 6 is Paul talking here. He's talking about putting on the armor of God against what the devil is trying to throw at you. So putting on the pieces of the armor of God to detour what the devil tries to do to you through your mind, your spirit, your emotions, your will, whatever, he tries to influence you through. The Spirit of God and the armor of God combined together really help to detour that and to help you avoid any destruction in your life or hurt or pain. So in Ephesians 6, it talks about each piece of the armor of God. Okay, so I'm gonna put it up here. So therefore, put on every piece of God's armor, so that you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you will be standing firm. Stand your ground, putting on the belt of truth and the body of armor of God of righteousness, which is the breastplate of righteousness. For shoes, put on the piece that comes from the good news, so that you will be fully prepared. In addition to all of that, In addition to all of these, hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows from the devil. Put on salvation as your helmet and take the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And I'll kind of break it down piece by piece as to what each individual piece of the armor means, starting with the belt of truth. The belt of truth is what holds up the rest of the armor of God. The truth in His Word and truth in what you know to be true and to be right and righteous in God, and a conscious decision to know that is true and nothing else can get in its way, or nothing can detour it or prove it wrong or anything. It's infallible. So that's the first part. Now the second part, put my eyeballs back on. The second part is the breastplate of righteousness. Now, the breastplate of righteousness is super important because your heart is where your emotions come from. A lot of decisions. You've heard of the saying, follow your heart, from all the way around. And that is true, but at the same time can be very scary. It can be kind of hard. Like you want to be able to follow your dreams and stuff and what you want to do with your life, but at the same time you can't rely completely on your heart. You can't rely completely on your will and your emotions and all that stuff and your actions to guide your life, So that breastplate of righteousness is put there. So when things that pull you in, like they may be good things in your life, they may be like really positive things in your life, but later down the line, that wasn't your lane. My friends have put, out there before, stay in your lane. that's kind of where it comes from, is good things will be pulling you out of your own lane and into other lanes, but that breastplate of righteousness is put there so it can detour that misleading. It can help to guard what is right and what isn't right for your path. What may be good, what may be a good thing, but like for you, it might not be your calling. It might not be what God is calling you to do, and that's not a bad thing. That's not like saying, no, you can't do that. Like you're not called to that. Don't do that. It's more like that's just not you. For shoes, put on the peace that comes from the good news, so that you will be fully prepared. For shoes, put on the peace that comes from the good news. The good news is that Jesus died for you. Jesus loves you so much that he decided to become human, to become part of his creation, what he created. He decided to come down as us and to live a perfect life and to die for us so that we would not perish. We don't have to struggle through life anymore. We could just call on his name and live by his word, and we can live a life that is knowing that we're loved all the time. So next we have in addition to all of these, hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows of the devil. Now, the shield of faith. Now, that's a tricky one. That is probably one of the hardest pieces of the armor of God to rely on is faith. Faith doesn't make sense to any of us, honestly. To humankind, to human emotion, to human minds, it doesn't. It really doesn't. To humans, we've got to have the facts. We got to have this. We got to have, like, I got to feel and I got to know and I got to see what's going on, and faith is nothing like that. It's a hard thing to grasp onto, but the thing is that if you grasp onto it, you start to see changes in your life that are incredible, that are just life-changing, that when faith becomes a part of your routine, he knows you can do it. He knows that you have the strength and the power to do it, man. And not to say completely alone. Don't ever think that you're completely alone, because there are churches out there are friends out there are family members out there are people out there that can help with certain situations. It's reaching out. If you're hurting, reach out, man. Tell somebody. Say, dude, I don't get this. Whether you think it's dumb or not, because I struggled with that too. Every little thing I deal with was just stupid. It's dumb. It's teenagerish. It doesn't need to be talked about. I just need to get over it. I just need to suck it up. Just get over it. Happen. Whatever. Just sweep it under the rug and get over it and get on with your life. That was kind of my mentality for a while, because I just didn't really think that a lot of the things that I deal with mentally were really something to talk about. It was like, dude, just get over it. Like, bro. But I've had a lot of friends tell me, don't do that, because that makes it worse. I've had mental breakdowns where I've just sat there and cried and not understanding why. And my friends are like, dude, it's because you've been hiding your emotions and your feelings and what you felt inside for so long, and you cope with it by yourself. You don't have to do that, man. You could tell people, man, and whether they understand or not, find the people who do understand, man. Find the people who have been there. Find the people who have lived, through that, man. Just find those friends that are closer than anything else, man, and stick with them, and also involve God in it, man. Ask him, what in the world, if you have to sit down and say, okay, God, what the crap? What? Like, I don't understand any of this. What is going on? What are you doing? If you have to do that, because he understands. If you get to that point, man, he's been there for thousands of years. He's had thousands and millions of people do the same exact thing to him for thousands of years before. So it's nothing new. It's nothing, that he hasn't heard before. It's something that's like, it's normal. It's it's human. We don't understand, and God understands that you don't understand. And if you have to yell at him and to just you just need to get it off your shoulders. He'll understand. Now, don't just straight up cuss at him. Don't be like cussing him out or anything. Then he'll stop talking, because it's not like anybody else. If you start cussing out somebody else, like they're just gonna stop talking to you. Like they're just like, I don't want anything to do with you right now. Like I'm done. Like, dude, bro. So don't go too far. But if you have to vent, then vent to God, and ask him what's going on, because there's been a lot of other people who've done the same thing. Don't feel like you have to be squeaky clean when you come to God. You don't have to be squeaky clean, man. You can come to him just like you are, just like the verses in a lot of other worship songs have said. You can come pretty much just here you are, how you talk, and God will understand. And in time, things will change. And in time, you'll start to see changes when you start to rely on God, and you start asking God, and you start reading his word, and you start trying to understand, you start understanding what he's doing, and you start to realize, what's going on, because you're in prayer and you're in the word. But the very last one is the helmet of salvation. The helmet of salvation is where that once you accept God, and you say, you know what, I understand that God is God, and he is my God, and he is my salvation. He's the one who died for me, and I live for him. That helmet of salvation is there for that remembrance. When you put that on, you're reminded that God is there for you, man. God will be there for you all the time, in every single day, in every single situation. He's there. You may not feel it. You're not going to feel it sometimes. It's not going to happen every single day. You're not going to always feel him. But he is there, and he is watching all through the while, man. He's reminding you every single day by the helmet of salvation that he's your God, and he'll protect you. He's your protector. He's your shepherd. And so that right there, guys, is the entire body armor of God, piece by piece. I hope that really helps you guys out. I hope that really encourages y'all. If you would like to, you can check out my podcast at anchor.fm/fireside talks, where I talk about silly and funny things. If you want to go lighthearted, you can listen to that, and it's more of a podcast to where you can fall asleep at. You can support, again, anchor.fm/fireside talks. You can also support on my Patreon page. You can support there monthly if you would like to. You can also watch every single other video by subscribing and hitting that notification bell up there, so you can get notified of every single time I come out with a new video. Check out my Facebook, my Instagram, and my Twitter pages as well to catch up on all of that. But thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have an amazing day, have an amazing week. Remember to put on the armor of God every single day to help you through your day, to encourage you and to keep you strong and to keep you healthy, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and there's a fifth one. Anyways, I love you guys so much. You guys have an amazing day. And remember to sit back, relax, enjoy as we talk and discuss about anything and everything that comes to mind.